There's a coyote.
What the?
I don't know if it got hit by a car or what. But we are here at the intersection of Persimmon Road and Tallulah River Road. So this is where we ended the last video at, basically. We came out of Charlie's Creek and we came up from Tate City. And this is where I stopped to test the rig to see if it was going to crank or not crank. And I couldn't get it to crank because that crank sensor was bad. So we're back to finish up the rest of the traverse. Same story as before. We got like probably 2 hours, maybe 2.5 left before we finish up. We got some blacktop riding today on top of some trails. So we'll probably finish up this afternoon. It's only 1:30. If we finish up, we're gonna backtrack a little bit and we'll either come back to Sarah's Creek or Earl's Ford, or we may even come on back to Lake Burton and go out towards Wildcat Campground and see what's going on out there.
Found firewood.
Yep.
This is sweet.
Coleman River.
Looks kind of. Think there's like trout in here.
There's a good potential for it.
Well,
Sweet campsite. Definitely gonna pin this one. Kind of stay on out in front of me a little bit because it was sliding a while ago. I don't want to slide into you. I'm going to try to keep my passenger wheel over far against the bank as I can. Driver's going to drop off a little, but just kind of make sure I'm staying passenger on that bank.
okay.
Move on down a little bit in case I have to come out of this quick. Nothing to it.
Easy peasy.
We made it back to pavement for another pavement section. This is Patterson Gap and Betty Creek Road, I think is what it's called. But since we're back on pavement, we did hit some flexi spots back in there, some little frame twisters. So I'm just gonna double check and make sure that the shock is doing okay after I reinstalled it. Don't want another scenario like what happened last time. Looks like it's doing fine. No more loud bumping and popping from that thing like we were experiencing before. And I've also, you can kind of see it on the front. Somebody mentioned it in one of my videos a while back, but the hood was squeaking really bad. You kind of see I got it jacked up on this side a little bit. There's rubber stoppers in each corner. I rolled them down a little bit, put some grease on them, and I adjusted the hood latch so that it hooks a little better, so it don't make a bunch of squeaking anymore. This is on one of the first highway blacktop segments when you're on the traverse going east to west. We've been doing it backwards the whole time, so we're almost done. We're very close. This is Scaly Mountain overlooking Rabun and Dillard. We just drove through that valley down through there because the damn traffic was pretty terrible, so we drove through some back roads. Someone had a bad day. Somebody's off-road trailer.
Coming back.
Coming back, donations welcome, coming back.
Do we have coins for the donation on the tire?
That's silly.
One.
It's kind of funny though. Coming back, coming back, coming back for this.
Well, you haven't came back yet.
Well, it looks like they broke the entire hub off of the other side.
Where'd the other
Wherever
tire
that
go?
tire is.
This.
They might have took it with them. But it looks like completely home built. I mean, they welded the entire trailer together. But it's got like a 4-link on the suspension here, so it's kind of surprising that it actually, I guess, broke the hub off.
I can't believe people are actually making donations.
Things you see in the woods. Another gorgeous sunset on the traverse. And we're on this road. This is, I think they called it
Big Bend.
Big Bend Road. But it was supposed to go down to
The Tallulah?
no, the Chattooga. It was supposed to go down to the Chattooga River. And we thought we might get lucky and be able to go down there and camp by the river. But of course, we get to the end and they had dug a big pit and you couldn't go all the way down to the river. And there was 2 other vehicles already down there camping. So we found this spot here. It looks like it used to be a road that goes out onto the top of this knob. But the rig is unlevel here. And honestly, we're not that far from Walla Halla. Like, we go right back out to the front of this forest road and hit the pavement, and we're within 15 minutes of Walla Halla. So we considered just going on into Walla Halla, finishing the traverse to say, hey, we're done, and then circling back around to Warwoman and finding a spot over at like maybe Sarah's Creek or somewhere over in there. And I mean, it's only 6 o'clock, so we've got time if that's what we decide to do. But I think we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do here, and then you guys will find out when we find out. We have officially made it to Walla Halla, South Carolina. So this is the end of the Georgia Traverse. Right over there across the street is Walla Halla Tire. I wasn't really sure exactly where or how the Traverse starts. I had to get a juice for Thor, his sugar's going low. So we have officially completed it. It took us,
Like 11 days.
well, we started in July, and when I had the Toyota RAV4, and we did a couple segments in it, and then we did the rest we've done in the Nissan. But I guess altogether it took us, I don't know, probably 8 days, but you know, that was with only doing a segment here or a segment there, and then we had to combat with rig failures. I've totaled the Toyota, so I ended up buying this, which was a lot better. But Walla Halla's hopping. There are people everywhere here. Downtown is completely packed. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to look for a place to camp. Have finally made camp. It is 8:30. We've been set up for probably about 15 minutes. I had to make some text messages to let people know that I'm good. Surprised that I actually even had service. But got in touch with everybody I need to get in touch with, let everybody know it was okay. And now we're gonna get this Nacho Bowl started. We are at Sarah's Creek. The campground at Sarah's Creek was absolutely packed, and it is also now a reserve only camp area. And I say now, it may have been that way for a while, I don't know. It's that way now for sure. I did not know that, and obviously no service up at where I was up at the campground, so we weren't going to risk it staying in one of those campsites, so we just kept driving. Fortunately, we found a really nice campsite right on the side of a creek. Hard to tell it now looking, but in the morning when we get packed up and eat breakfast and stuff, I'll show the campsite a little bit better. But it's a really nice spot, so I'm gonna finish cooking this up. We're doing some beef, and I've got some mild Italian sausage that I'm gonna also cook, and we're gonna throw it in some spicy sweet chili Doritos into a bowl, cheese, taco seasoning, some Tabasco, and we're gonna have a nice warm meal. It is unseasonably warm still currently. I think the low tonight is supposed to be like 53 or 54. So we should have a very nice night of sleeping. I don't know if we need all of it, so I ain't gonna put all of it in there. There's a lot for 1 pound of meat.
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot for 1 pound. I feel like.
These
Oh, yeah.
might be a little too much.
Nah. Sweet and spicy Doritos. Gotta get the meat. That looks good. It's the Jeep. Oh, it's different Jeeps. I think.
I think that's the same Jeeps.
Oh, yeah.
Probably looking for a place to camp.
So, Sorry but your luck.
My daughter Charlie doesn't really care to come out and do these types of camping trips. So usually it's just me and Thor. And that's fine. But she does support and she enjoys hearing the stories. So for Christmas, she made me this little book. She's very crafty. And inside of this book is like 15 camping recipes for various meals. And so I'm gonna make it a thing in my videos going forward to cook one of her meals that she's wrote in this cookbook. And so the very first one in there, and the one that we're gonna do this morning, is breakfast burritos. So it's got ingredients and instructions. I'm having to change up a little bit. She said use tater tots. I had already had hash browns, same thing. Sausage, eggs, cheese, tortillas, and I've got all the stuff. So over here in the directions, she wants you to put it in aluminum foil and put it over the fire, but I'm just gonna do it on the griddle. So this little book, I think, is gonna end up yielding some pretty cool recipes and some pretty cool camp meals. Some of them are more of like snacks, desserts. Some of them are breakfast items. Some of them are dinner items. So each time I'm out and I'm out for an overnight or maybe even a multiple day trip, I'll make sure to grab the ingredients to cook up one of her recipes. Breakfast burritos are done. Finally got Sleeping Beauty over here to get up. Got a hell of a mess, bunch of dishes to clean, shit to pack away. Had a big group of about 4 or 6 rigs come through a while ago. They'll probably come back by. But we're gonna eat, change, clean up, get out of here. We're pretty much packed up at this point. I've just got the tent opened up. It's ready to be closed. I'm just letting it air out a little bit. Got all the dishes washed. I just need to roll the awning up. Just things that will only take just a few more minutes. But before we finish packing up and we actually get out of here, I kind of wanted to show you the camp where we camped last night. So I mentioned last night that this road we're on is Sarah's Creek Road. Probably a mile that way, maybe a mile and a half, is Sarah's Creek Campground. It was completely packed last night. We just kept driving. I knew that this road stops at a big turnaround. It's just a dead end. So we crossed this creek, and I just happened to look over, shine my light, and find this camp spot. The interesting thing is this creek drops off pretty significantly right there. And so I wasn't sure if I could get up in this. It's hard to see it on the camera, but this is a pretty steep hill. No problem. Campsite's not the levelest, but I was able to put a block of wood under the tire, level it up. It's big enough for one rig. I could have actually parked a little further up the hill, and that would have left my fire pit open. But since I have the fire can. I don't really even need fire pits most places anymore. If you walk right down to the bottom of the camp here, it's like there's camp, and you walk down here. This is another creek flowing from up in the valley, and it flows right there. Is the creek crossing from the road, comes in and then flows on down. So really nice camp area. I did see some evidence up there of people fishing. And like I'm looking right here, just under that tree, there's a nice little waterfall that comes down. It probably holds some brook trout. I see Thor doing something on the other side of the creek over there. A little better, closer view of that pool I could see down there. It probably holds trout, honestly. Probably some natives. I'd love to come back and just park at this campsite and just hike this creek as far up as you could go.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'm gonna take it easy. Just guide me on that front wheel like I told you.
Okay.
Looking good?
Yeah.
Still looking good?
Yeah.
How am I looking?
You're looking good.
This is Sandy Ford at the wild and scenic Chattooga River. This river is actually the state line for Georgia and South Carolina. So at some point yesterday, we drove across the ridge in the mountains on that side on the Georgia Traverse. And the videos that you've seen previous of this, where I was climbing the rocks and the big ruts, That is another area called Earl's Ford. Earl's Ford did not used to be that rough. I actually have videos and pictures of my Silverado in that section of river going up that road, and none of that existed 5 years ago. So over the last 5 years, it's gotten super rough. This is one of the areas that I was thinking about camping last night instead of Sarah's Creek. But
Waterfall.
this is a very popular area. A lot of people come here and camp, so I didn't want to roll in after dark and there'd be a whole bunch of people here. It doesn't look like, now that I'm here, unless they left out of here early, it doesn't look like anybody camped here last night. The fire's not even smoldering, so. Thor's saying he's found a waterfall, so I guess we're gonna go check out a waterfall real quick. So that's the waterfall Thor was talking about. I'm sure somebody knows it more than me, but. So we finished the Georgia Traverse yesterday. We did some pretty tough wheeling over at Earl's Ford this morning. Oh, sorry, let me back up. We finished the Georgia Traverse yesterday. We camped over at Sarah's Creek last night in a really nice creekside campsite. We did some pretty tough wheeling over at Earl's Ford this morning, and then we are gonna end the trip here at Sandy Ford on the wild and scenic Chattooga River. Overall, the second time I've done the Georgia Traverse, it didn't disappoint. It was great. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will catch you on the next one.